Hey, it's syndicated radio talk show host, author, singer Al Cole, welcoming you to another edition of People of Distinction, the talk that gives an in-depth view of some of the most dynamic, intelligent, and successful people on the planet. I come from CBS Radio. My shows are nationally syndicated, and I've helped pave the way to treating women, guys too, with the dignity that they deserve. And I do that through my show, People of Distinction, through Apple. Yeah. Biggest broadcasting corporation in the world. Apple's iTunes radio network, under their professional news talk division, features CBS shows and Fox News, NPR, BBC, C-SPAN, the whole kit and caboodle. I'll tell you, you get everything on Apple. And you get everything with Al Cole, too, a media consultant as well as a national voiceover artist and a New York Times best-selling author with Chicken Soup for the Soul through Simon & Schuster of CBS, and a whole bunch else. My People of Distinction Humanitarian Awards. Visit my website, and you'll get the lowdown. peopleofdistinction.org. That's peopleofdistinction.org. And if you want to email me at alcoholic@gmail.com. Yeah, you heard me right. That's ALCOLEHOLIC@gmail.com. And I really want to thank my CBS radio listeners for coming up with that handle, Alcoholic. I love that. And, my CBS radio listeners from day one have said, Al, we love what you're doing there, brother. In fact, we're hooked on it. We're alcoholics. Ha ha. Love that. And we're going to bring up another lady that you're going to love right now. And People of Distinction, our special guest here today is Bobbie Suzanne. Yeah. Now, she's written this gripping book. You're going to love it, people. You might not understand it right from the start, but I'm going to help you to understand. It's called Golfing with Whales. Whoa. Now, that is an interesting, gripping sort of topic. I don't know how you golf with a whale, but I do know how you can start to communicate with a whale. Go back to your childhood. Yeah, everybody was a kid once. In fact, when we're kids, we have this tremendous imagination. And if we imagine that we're meeting a whale, and if we imagine maybe that we're under the ocean, and we can even dream about this, we visualize that whale, and we find out, wow, that whale's a nice guy, or that whale's a nice woman, a nice person. We make friends with that whale. And after we do that, maybe that whale wants to go golfing with us. And we invite that whale on a golfing spree and everything. See, you gotta get back to your childhood. This is going to be a fun interview, people. And Golfing with Whales is about that. It's a kid's story about whales and being under the ocean. And really all the beautiful imaginative things that make our human family a wonderful, happy human family to be around. That's what Bobbie is all about. And I want you to order this book at Amazon.com. It's also on Barnes & Noble as well, Golfing with Whales. And I do want to say that she was brought to me by a great publishing company, Parchment Global Publishing. They're one of the best internationally. If you have a new book that you want to get out there, they can help you. And they personalize it for you, too. So go to parchmentglobalpublishing.com. Welcome, Bobbie Suzanne, to People of Distinction with Al Cole. How are you doing today, Bobbie?
Hey, great. Hi, Al. Thank you so much. You are so amazing. That was really fun.
Thank you. Yes, it's really it's been my pleasure to have you on the show and talk about fun topics like golfing with whales and everything. And let's get it started with how did you come up with a title like Golfing with Whales?
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I tell you what, about 20 years ago, I couldn't find any children's golf books to read to my son, Reid. He loved golfing. So I wrote one, and that was Tee It Up. And then I later on went golfing in Hawaii with my husband, and I thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to write and we, of course, encountered the humpback whales. And I thought, I'm going to write a book about golfing in the ocean, and we run into the whales. And so I did that. It's actually Reid Lucas. He's my main character, and he meets his new friends, an octopus, Ollie the octopus, and a mermaid, and a dolphin. And they actually are playing golf underwater. So you actually get some golf lingo and some golf etiquette maybe, and just some different things that you do when you golf, so that kids are a little bit more engaged. And of course, they run into some whales. They run into a a new humpback whale who has given birth to a calf, and so they kind of talk about the how she treats the calf and about how they breathe underwater. It kind of gives a little history about the whales while they're golfing.
Wow, isn't that extraordinary? That's wonderful. And I know my listeners are really going to enjoy what you're talking about here on People of Distinction with Al Cole. Let's get into it. Golfing with Whales. Is that your first book? I know that you've written a few other books as well. Did you start out with Golfing with Whales? Or is that
Actually,
your current book?
Yes, that was my second book. My first book, Tee It Up, is just pretty generic. And then I kind of got creative and did Golfing with Whales. And then I did Golfing in Scotland, where Reid Lucas meets up with some hairy coos and actually just runs into different features of Scotland. It kind of gives you a little bit of talk about Scotland. And then my fourth book, I did Golfing with Astronauts. They actually golf on the moon. So it's just golfing in extraordinary places, talking about golf, keeping kids interested in golf, and learning new things in new places.
Yes. Hey, you said it just right. Yeah, learning new things in new places. That's what we talk about on People of Distinction with Al Cole. We always talk about the new things that are coming out, and it could be any place on this planet. And we love that. And you're listening to People of Distinction with Al Cole and our special guest, Bobbie Suzanne. She's written the book, Golfing with Whales. And let's open up a few pages of that book. Give us a little bit of the characters of your book, Golfing with Whales, Bobbie.
Okay, my main character, of course, is Reid Lucas, and he loves to golf, and so he just, wherever he goes, he makes new friends. Ollie the octopus was the first one he met underwater, and they kind of start playing together. He asked him, hey, would you like to play? And, may I join you today? Things like that. So they're playing for a while, and then they meet Stella the starfish, so she joins the game. And then all of a sudden they meet Willow the mermaid, and that is extraordinary for them to meet a mermaid underwater while they're golfing. And then while they're golfing, they actually run across a humpback whale who recently gave birth. So they're looking at her new calf and wondering and watching how they don't want to get in her way, and they learn things about her, that how long they breathe underwater, and kind of their different characteristics of what whales, how they live underwater.
Wow. That's intriguing. And have you gotten some feedback from kids about your book, Golfing with Whales?
I have. The illustrations are phenomenal. I have an illustrator, Mike Sofka. He actually did some work for VeggieTales. He is phenomenal. He does the best pictures, and these kids love the pictures. So while they're reading along, maybe their parents are reading to them, because the pictures are just fantastic. I'm so in love with his artwork. He can get the point across just with his pictures. So you can actually just look at the book without really having to read it. You can tell that they're playing golf. You can tell who they meet. And if you can read, I think the thing I'm most proud of is if you can get kids involved in golf. It's such a great sport. I support the First Tee program. They really help kids get involved in golf, and they like to teach kids a lot of core values that we should learn as adults: judgment, courtesy, perseverance, responsibility, confidence, respect, sportsmanship, integrity, honesty. These are all things that they teach while they're golfing. So I thought, this is a great program that I think they're in a lot of the schools anyway. But if you can get kids involved in golf at an early age, and that progresses through their life, and before you know it, I play golf with 90-year-old women. So something you can do all your life.
Isn't that wonderful? And you're absolutely right. When we're talking about a sport like golf, and we're talking about it in bringing people together,
yes,
that is great. That's what we do
yes.
with People of Distinction as well. Bring people together from all over the country, all around the world, men, women, all the different races, everything. And to teach them the different generations. To teach them that, wow, once we get involved in something that we really love and we become friends, we can solve world problems. It can even get that deep. Wow.
I like that.
Absolutely. This is really great. So Golfing with Whales is for you people. That's going to solve some of your problems in life. Yeah, I think so. And it's available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Tell us a little bit about maybe another one of your books as well, Bobbie.
Well, besides golfing in Scotland, where he meets up with the Loch Ness monster and the Harry Coo and the puffins, my last book I just completed is Golfing with Astronauts, where Reid Lucas actually aboards a spaceship with some astronauts and travels to the moon and finds Leica, the dog. He's the first dog in space. So he runs into Leica and he actually plays golf on the moon. It kind of talks about what the astronauts go through and the expense of their suits and all the things they endure when they're in space. And it kind of coincides with the 50th anniversary of man's first steps on the moon.
Wow. I'm going to ask you something here about maybe your upbringing, because
Yes.
you're a very different sort of person. You're an independent, you're explorative, imaginative, everything. We like that on people of distinction. Did you get that from your parents? Was your upbringing particularly progressive? Let's even put it that
Well,
way.
you know what? I'm not real sure, Al. My parents were both teachers.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a very stable home life, a family of 6. We had 4 kids. I'm just an entrepreneur at heart, have always been one to go and do as much as I can do. And I am always involved in so many different things. That's my main thing about this book writing. I love the writing, but I'm not real good at the marketing and all the other stuff that goes along with it. I'm just good at writing the book. So I do so many different things that having been raised with the core value of family, I guess, was very, very vital for my upbringing and has given me the independence and the stability to just do whatever I choose to do, whatever I desire. I seek out something that looks like it would be interesting and maybe help someone and just go with it. I just give it a shot.
Yes, absolutely. And we love that on People of Distinction. And again, people, you can order not only Golfing with Whales, I think Golfing with Astronauts, and a whole bunch of things by Bobbie Suzanne. And it's all on Amazon. Her book list is on Amazon, also Barnes & Noble. You should order this stuff. Boy, if you want to have that vibrancy for life, this is one of the ways. Bobbie Suzanne can really teach you that. Bobbie, this has been an extraordinary interview. Got so much information. Now, let's cap it off with some possibility thinking. I like to end all of my shows with possibility thinking as a way to encapsulate both the information as well as the spirit of any interview I do in terms of what if. What if, whatever my guest was talking about came to pass in our society? Now, this is really imaginative stuff here because I'm going to ask you the question, what kind of world would it be like if things like golfing with whales, golfing with astronauts became part of our modus operandi, became part of our DNA maybe in our human family development? If like 20 years from now, everybody knows about how to golf with whales, how to golf with astronauts, and how to get together and how to come together as a human family, no matter.
Spread the love.
Yeah, spread the love. Yeah, let's put it that way. What kind of world would that look like if we didn't know how to spread the love in the same way that you do that in your books? What kind of world would that look like, Bobbie?
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's all it takes. Just bringing people together. You can have a 3-year-old playing golf with a 90-year-old. There's something you can both do. It's just something that will carry any age, any race, any sex. You can golf with anyone, anywhere, anytime.
Yes, you can. I'll tell you, we love that. And I'm going to cap off the show with a couple of cents of my own to underscore the great sense that Bobbie Suzanne is making here in Possibility Thinking and has made throughout the show. Oh, yes, people. I'll tell you, what we need is to get back to fantasy land every once in a while. I'm going to put it this way. What is so much a part of fantasy land than everyday life itself? That's a fantasy right there. That's a miracle, people. You are a miracle. And guess what? When you came out for the first time and you were a baby, and that's one thing that we all have in common. We're all born babies. That baby looked around and said, wow, I'm here. I made it. I'm actually alive in life and loved life and wanted to learn about life. Life was a fascination. Love was something that they wanted to give to life. Wow, we're looking around with love-colored glasses. We want to have more love in our life and in our world. All we have to do is just go back to our baby phase a little bit because Once a baby, always a baby. Yeah, when we were babies once, let's just, appreciate some of the things that we have loved in our life and some of the things and people who have loved us. And once we start to do that, take some alone time, get to know yourself better people. As you start to do that now, you can visualize all the beauty in your world that is love, and you can appreciate the love that other people have for the love that they have for other people and other things in their life. And once we respect the love that is in other people's love, now we can say we're brothers, we're sisters, we're kindred. We have something in common. We both love love. Yeah. And now it's easy to golf with the whales at that point. And it's easy to, golf with the astronauts and everything else. So that's why we know that Bobbie Suzanne is really a great guest here on People of Distinction and has a lot to offer you with her books about golfing, particularly golfing with whales, as we started out with. Run to Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com. You got to order those books by Bobbie Suzanne. And while you're at it, also, if you're an author, you've got to get in touch with Parchment Global Publishing. They're one of the best internationally that can help you with all of your book needs. Go to parchmentglobalpublishing.com. Thank you so much, Bobbie, for being my special guest on People of Distinction today. This has been great.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Al. Oh, you're amazing. You know what? You are just fun and creative and love. You exude love. That is so much fun. You did a great job. I appreciate all your help.
Thank you.
That was wonderful. And you have pumped me up. I am fired up.
All right.